Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Katie, I am the Introverted Reader, and today I'm actually, partly properly dressed this time because I'm going to go out after done filming this, but I finally, let me bring it a bit closer. Finally, I am doing my review for our book club pick for the month of July, and that is Golden Boys by Phil Stamper. Yeah, Phil Stamper. Yes. You're probably like, oh, that was you read that quite quickly. I did read it quite quickly because it's a relatively short book. The chapters aren't very long, and it's a contemporary novel, so I tend to read those pretty quickly. But this book is about four young boys, four teenagers, Gabriel, Reese, Sal, and Heath. And basically they've finished school for the summer, and it's the summer before their senior year, and I forgot to hydrate. We nearly forgot to hydrate, folks. So cheers. We'll get back to talking about this in a second, but we need to hydrate first. Anyway, so as I was saying, it's the summer before their senior year of high school, and they're actually going to be spending it apart from each other. Each one of the four of them has something lined up for the summer he's going to be doing. Let me see. Gabriel is going to Boston to work with a charity organization. Sal is going to DC to do an internship because he wants to get into politics. Heath has a summer job lined up. Actually, he's going to be going to Florida to work with his aunt, with his cousin. And Reese is actually going the farthest away. He is going all the way to France to do like a high school sort of like program thing in graphic design. It's sort of like, I don't know if we have that sort of thing in the UK or not, but it's sort of like a program that you would go to over the summer or whatever to like train you before you're meant to go to college or something, or prepare you for what college is going to be like. I'm assuming. Anyway, anybody smarter than me can tell me what it actually does. But anyway, so they're a little bit apprehensive about spending a summer away from each other because they've always spent summers together. And Sal and Gabriel actually kind of have a little bit of a thing going on. They're not like boyfriends, but they kind of have like a friends with benefits sort of thing going on, and they're a little bit like, well, are we gonna be able to make it work long distance? Like, I mean, is this even really a relationship? But they're like, you know what, we can just chill over the summer, it's gonna be fine. So, and then they all, do their own thing or whatever. And being honest, they all go their separate ways, and they get settled at their respective places, their internships, their volunteer work, whatever. And that was it. Really, it's really just sort of about them trying to navigate their way of them being apart from each other, and sort of trying to figure out how they work just as themselves, just as individuals, how they want, like what they want to do after the summer's over. Like when Sal is in Washington, like his whole plan was that he was going to do this program, do his senior year in high school, and then go on into college to study politics, and and be working at Capitol Hill one day. And he's sitting thinking, that's always been, like the plan and whatever. And he starts to doubt himself. He's like, is it something that I really want to do? Or am I doing it just because my mom is like pushing me to do it? Like his mom is so pushy. Like she's not in the story very much, but whenever she is, it's literally like, woman, she's quite annoying. Gabriel, he's in Boston trying to save the trees or whatever, and Heath is out in Florida at the arcade working with his aunt, and his parents are recently divorced, so he's still reeling from that. He's kind of almost going through like a grieving process, trying to be like, like it's not, my life's just not the same anymore. And he hasn't really spoken to said aunt and his cousin for like a really long time, and he doesn't really feel as close to them as he would like to, because his other friends have like big families that they're all like really close to and stuff. So, and he doesn't really have that with his, and he wants it. And Listen, I really did enjoy the themes represented that were talked about in this book. You know, talking about like, high school isn't your whole life. It feels like it at the time, but it's really not. And college or university or whatever might be good for some people. It might not be good for everybody. I personally never went to university. I mean, I did it. I did like a year in like I did like I took some classes for a year and worked in childcare for a bit, which was fine. That was fine for me. But some people are like hell bent on university, like, no, I need to do this, I need to do that. And it's okay to change your plans. It's okay to, like switch the narrative and be like, no, maybe I should do this first, or maybe I should take some time and think, and throughout the whole book, like this whole summer was really them trying to, figure all that out. And one thing that I really enjoyed was, Reese was having a conversation with Heath about, going to France and everything. And he's like, but like, how am I meant to figure out what I'm meant to do? Like, what's my goal here? And Heath was like, well, maybe the trip isn't your goal. Maybe you need to use the trip to find out what your goal is. And I was like, that is exactly what you should say. That is exactly, yes. That is actually really, really good advice. And I did enjoy all those things. I did. I thought all the things that they were talking about in this was good. But for the most part, this book was just fine. There wasn't really any like big drama. There wasn't any, anything huge or major going on. It was just each one of the four of them going about their days in wherever it was that they were, and sitting contemplating life. And I wasn't bored. I was just like, all right, go off, whatever. It wasn't terrible, but it's not like the greatest YA queer contemporary book I've ever read. It was fine. It was fine. It was all right. It was fine. So like I enjoy, the friendship between the four boys. I enjoyed them going out there and exploring themselves as individuals. It was all fine and dandy. It was fine. So yeah, overall, this book for me is 3 stars. Like, it wasn't great, but it also wasn't terrible. And I hate saying this, like it pisses me off that I'm saying this but I'm gonna say it. I feel like if I was maybe around the same age as these kids, I probably maybe would have related a little bit more. But because I'm not, I didn't, And like, it pisses me off that I'm saying that, because I hate whenever I hear people on here being all like, oh, I like grown YA, or I think I'm too old for blah, blah, blah. I don't know why that pisses me off, but it just does. But that's a topic for another day. But these are teenagers. Do you know what I mean? They're like, and I do remember having the very questions that they were having in here when I myself was a teenager. But I'm not. I'm a 31-year-old woman. You know what I mean? Like, it's, I can't relate. And I think that was the main sort of issue. But also as well, for the most part, not much happened. Not much was going on, sis. But it's fun. It's fine. If you want a good fun time summer read, that you can easily read through nice and quickly, about friendship and discovering yourself, and the knowledge that nothing is permanent, I mean, as cheesy as that sounds, then read it. But personally for me, it's a 3-star. But I do agree with what Simon James Green says right here. It was warm, it was witty, and there were some wise moments, given they were teenagers and they did F up sometimes. But whatever. It was fine. 3 stars. That's what we're giving. So if you've read this book, let me know. If you felt the same way as I did, let me know. But anyway, that is all for today's video. Hope you're all having a good day. If you are new to this channel, feel free to subscribe. I would really love to get to 300 subscribers. All my socials are down below as always. The Twitter, my Instagram, and my TikTok. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video on Tuesday. I'll see you then. Bye.